What if the next threat to Rayburn doesn't come from the sky or from the shadows, but from beneath the ocean? After zombies, werewolves, aliens, vampires, and daywalkers, the zombies universe is diving into completely unexplored territory. Disney is bringing Mermaids into the live-action franchise for Zombies 5: Secrets of the Sea. But here's the question that could change everything. Are these mermaids coming to destroy the peace or warn everyone about something much bigger? Since the first movie arrived in 2018, Disney has continued expanding this universe with new supernatural communities, new characters, music, animated material, and increasingly ambitious conflicts. And now, after 4 movies, the franchise is heading somewhere it has never gone before. And that timing is important, because Zombies 4 wasn't simply another monster versus monster story. It was about 2 groups discovering that the beliefs separating them weren't necessarily the truth. They were expected to distrust each other. They were even pushed toward betrayal. But instead, they chose cooperation. The 2 Moonstone halves were reunited. The orchard was restored. And the conflict between the daywalkers and vampires finally moved toward peace. For once, it looked like Rayburn might actually get a break. The peace already exists. According to Disney's announced premise, a group of mysterious mermaids arrives in Rayburn. They're described as fierce and persuasive, using a siren-song to attract potential allies. The previous movies often dealt with physical differences between supernatural groups. If someone can influence people simply through their voice, how do you know whether someone is choosing to join them freely? Disney has not officially called the mermaids villains. They're gathering allies, but their ultimate goal has not been fully revealed. Think about the pattern of this franchise. Whenever a new supernatural group appears, there's usually a reason behind the conflict. Sometimes the real issue is misunderstanding, and sometimes different groups have been taught to see each other as enemies. Maybe they're protecting something. Maybe their arrival is connected to the ocean itself. Or maybe they're trying to recruit allies because they know about a danger that Rayburn hasn't discovered yet. Those are theories, not confirmed plot details. Disney hasn't revealed enough information to know which direction the story will take. It represented something larger. That's why bringing them back for another major conflict makes perfect sense. They've already helped create peace. Now they'll have to figure out how to protect it. It's one thing to fight for peace when everyone is already fighting. Nova and Victor could be forced to become leaders rather than simply heroes. Fans of the original characters also have plenty of reasons to stay interested. Meanwhile, several important characters from Zombies 4 are coming back as well. Julian Lerner returns as Ray, and McConan Knife returns as Vargas. Instead, the 5th movie appears to be building directly on that newer generation. And then there's another interesting addition. Emily Kostrich is joining the story as Izzy, described as Zed's zombie cousin and a new transfer student. And now we get to the characters everyone is going to be watching. Disney has announced 3 mermaids. Diana Babnikova plays Pearl, described as the cool girl. Taylor Oliver plays Finn, described as the bad boy, a technology-loving mermaid. And honestly, that's exactly the kind of unexpected combination that fits this franchise. The bigger question is what these 3 personalities mean for the story. Is Finn the aggressive one? Does Sandy become the character who understands something about the outside world that the others don't? We don't have official answers yet, so for now, those are possibilities, not confirmed details. Now let's talk about the detail that might be the most interesting of all.
At the end of Zombies 4, after Nova and Victor embrace, an enormous water funnel appears from the ocean. It may have been a deliberate tease. We can't say for certain that it was specifically designed to introduce the mermaids, because Disney hasn't publicly confirmed that connection. But the timing is certainly hard to ignore. And there's another piece of history here. Here's where I think the 5th movie has its biggest opportunity. Every installment has expanded the supernatural world, but the ocean creates a completely different environment, new powers, and potentially an entirely different visual style. And yes, we absolutely have to talk about the music. So here's my biggest theory. I don't think the smartest version of Zombies 5 would make the mermaids simple villains. So what if the mermaids arrive because they believe Rayburn's new peace is actually creating another problem? Maybe they know something about the ocean that the land-based communities don't. Maybe they're trying to recruit allies for protection. Again, none of that has been confirmed. But if the franchise wants to keep evolving,
the most interesting conflict may not be good versus evil. So, Zombies 5, Secrets of the Sea, is officially setting up a new chapter, but Disney is still keeping the biggest mystery underwater. Are the mermaids the next villains? Drop your theory in the comments, because this time, the next monster isn't coming from the darkness, it's coming from the deep.